Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Raze and Railgan on the Lerilak Crest. In the top left side of the map, we have the red Terran player. Representing Team Ascension's pro team, it is Raze. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player representing Romandy Gaming, it is Railgan. So a TVZ here on Lerilak Crest, one of the better maps I think for TVZs on my channel thus far. We've seen crazy things with Ultras and Broodlords and Lurkers and Thors and Battle Cruisers on this map before. Lerilak Crest seems to bring out some of the more fun things you can see in StarCraft 2. So bear with me and we will have to experience the game together. There's a spawning pool first from Railgan. What? He's going to be aggressive. He is planning on getting out there and taking care of the Terran player early. Raze is not going for a command center first play, which is probably a good thing for him, but it's a more standard one Rax expand based on the timing on that refinery. Overlords are scouting on out and so far looking standard, except again for the early lings that we are going to see. I can't imagine Railgun's going to do anything but have 6 lings available as soon, or 3 larvae available to make 6 lings as soon as this guy pops. He's going to save his larva, as we can see. There's still one there. No, wait, he's not saving it. What? How about it? Okay, I don't think he's going to have enough to make 6 lings immediately. He is kind of saving up his larva for 150, but... Alright, there's the spawning pool, and in the production tab, we'd see... No, there's a hatchery. So it's a pool first, into a hatch, into an extractor. And is making, let's see, a set of lings here. So that's going to be fairly useful. But again, it's not as aggressive as you would expect. I think you need at least 4, maybe 6 to slow this down. He's going to be able to at least get some harassment off, assuming this Reaper is far from home when this event happens. But did that SCV actually scout out the Zerg player? No, the SCV came down here, checked this base, and said, no, that's not where he is. I'm going to come back home. What if he's over here? He could be over here. How do you know he's not over here? Alright, either way, the Reaper's going to actually go to the correct location perfectly. This Ling is going to die, unless the Ling can sneak past. Oh, the Ling could have snuck past. Oh, no, but he turned around to attack instead, and now he's absolutely crushed. Oh, bummer. Got some hits off on the Reaper. The Reaper, however, will regain his health thanks to the combat drugs ability, and the Reaper can't decide whether to go home or not, because there are Lings out. Is he needed for base defense? The answer, not really. There's another couple Marines popping out here. Marines standing behind that wall might be enough. I mean, again, if he had 4 to 6 lings, I think it could have actually canceled this. This number of Marines is not enough to stop that from happening. But as it stands, the Reaper is out. The Roaches are out, so Railgun's tech path is a lot faster too because of that spawning pool first. That's something you have to consider as a Zerg player. So Roach versus a Reaper. The Roach is definitely going to win that one. I mean, no one's going to argue with me much there. The Ling's going to try to run up this ramp and get massacred by the Marines before he even gets a single hit off here. Roach is heading out across the map here. Look at these guys go. They want to see the wide world. They're going to chase that Reaper all the way back home. They did get hit by a Kitty 8 charge there earlier, but it only does 10 points of damage. Not really enough to bring a Roach down to a dangerously low level of hit points there, as we can see. Roach, man, that Reaper is really flirting with danger here, getting a little bit too close. But he wants to throw that KD8 charge, gosh dang it. Oh, no, don't do it, Reaper. Oh, Reaper tried to get out, but wasn't able to do it there. So 3 Roaches here against, what, a handful of Marines? All right, so now there's no mining going on here. I don't think the Roaches can actually kill this orbital command because it will be lifted. But might as well get some shots off on it, says Railgun. I don't want to move up this ramp. We've seen too many Zerg players make the mistake of they show up here with a big army, then they go, I'm going to go right up this ramp, and they get funneled into a choke point of death, and they all die. It's not a good feeling at all. So Railgun just going to hold it. He's going to try to delay this base. He's not going to throw away his Roaches for nothing. There's a tank up there now, and I think he doesn't know that specifically, but he has a pretty good idea that's what's going on. So the Marines and the tanks are going to try to sneak on down here. Railgun knows what's going on. He says, all right, there's a big army coming down that ramp to kill me immediately. Flying tank heading on out. Oh, is he going to try to catch the Roaches as they retreat? That would be interesting. No? I mean, I guess he's kind of pursuing these Roaches. I don't know that he sees them, though. Now he does. He can catch little glimpses of them there. These Marines enough to chase off a single Roach. Railgun running for his life, seeing the number of Marines that are available. That is a scouting Roach there. Spire on the way for Railgun. And flying tank attacks. Interesting. So just a single flying tank does take down a creep tumor. The Queen runs for her life. Flying tank, super annoying. I'm glad to see that Railgan is actually getting a Spire to deal with this. Overlord scouts right on in. Does see the second command center, recognizing that he's going to be at least a 3-base play from our Terran player. And here we go. Tank set up on the creep. It's all creep disgusted. 2 queens here. Well, the good thing about the queens, they can do shots off on the tanks and on the medevac because they have pretty darn good range as well. So triple shots, woo, bringing that guy down. The Roach does take a shot from the tank. It was very close. There's a delay on that. That's something that Blizzard actually added, was that the flying tanks, when they get dropped in siege mode, there's about a second delay before they can actually attack anything. Because it was just too good. It would be land attack, pick up, land attack, pick up, land attack, pick up instantly. So hard to deal with as Zerg, so hard to deal with it as Protoss. So they made a bit of a delay there just to give you some time to react and get on up there. Transfuses being used here by Railgun 2. 6 mutas on the way. As soon as these mutas pop up, I think this is dead. Raze did not bring any Marines with him at all for this. So he's taking down creep tumors, which is nice, but it's not really enough to actually crush our Zerg player at all. So the Queens and Roaches trying to get some shots off again, bringing people down to low health, but hasn't really been able to kill anything yet. This Overlord is still here. Look at that. He's still scouting. All right, the mutas come right on in. Immediately time to run. They split off in different directions. I love that from Raze. Splitting off in different directions. One heading north, one heading to the left here. Or the west, I guess. I'm not sure if those orientations actually exist in the world of StarCraft, but this guy trying desperately to run to evade the hunt of these mutas. They're going to use the boost, but only for so long. The muta's chasing it down, and now it's dead. Goodbye, medevac. Goodbye, tank. You did a good job killing some creep tumors, but you are completely gone now. The good thing what this does, it allows Raze to get up some missile turrets and get some Marines in production and being recognized as to what is going on here. The Muta's trying to fly in and snipe down add-ons, but oh boy, a lot of Marines there. Did not lose a single Muta. Pretty good reaction time there by Railgun. A lot of those are low on health. 2 or 3 of them are. Ooh, losing a Muta there as he flies in face first into that missile turret and gets destroyed. So good placement of missile turrets there by Raze. Has one in all of his mineral lines. Something you definitely have to do at all levels of StarCraft, I think. I mean, sometimes the pros don't bother with missile turrets when there are mutas about, but man, it's so much easier if you have that static defense up. It gives you some time to respond with your Marines, some time to respond with your, I guess, Liberators, if you're going to do that as well. But looks like Raze is just more going to go for bio here. He's got combat shield up, +1/+1 for his Marines and his Marauders. The mutas are just trying to contain Raze right now while he takes his own 3rd base. He's probably taking a 4th one, considering Raze does not want to leave home right now. And it would be very difficult indeed for Raze to prevent that from happening. But Railgun instead is continuing to make Roaches, getting upgrades for his Roaches, Carapace, and Missile Attack. So it's going to be a Muta Ravager Roach type player? Or is he just following up these Mutas with Ravager Roach? I guess, what that actually does is it forces Raze to go pretty heavy on the Marines, and Ravager Roach is really good against pure Marine compositions. Just because Marauders are excellent against the Roaches, Marines not as much. They don't have that extra damage against Roaches that Marauders do. So here comes this Marine ball. Again, really good against mutas, but what Raze doesn't know is that Railgun has not been making mutas for the last couple of minutes. Yes, he made 6, but I think he didn't make any more after that. Here come the Roaches and the Ravagers and the mutas here. Corrosive Bile being used at all, you know. Not throwing it down. The mutas are dying. Like, they're overstepping their bounds just a little bit, but Raze is in full retreat right now, heading all the way back home. It's going to try to push up here. Railgun trying to make something happen. It's a pretty good wall here with engineering bays and tanks, though, but the missile turret dies immediately. Corrosive Bile landing and taking out the Widow Mine. Nicely placed indeed. But once again, Railgun not interested in walking into a meat grinder. He doesn't want to go up that ramp when there are tanks, when there are Marines up there on the high ground. So I think he's just going to go ahead and try to starve out the Terran player. He's not going to try to push up that ramp and try to end it immediately. There was... oh, a Widow Mine drop down here. All right, so there's a Widow Mine drop. Spore Crawler being tapped on, or morphed in to see exactly what we're dealing with here. And Widow Mine number 1 has 3 kills. Widow Mine number 2 is already dead there. So it did take out quite a few workers here based on the number that are available in the main base. But it is still 66 to 59 harvesters. Raze is up in that count. 3 base to 3 base. Railgun's 4th is not quite there yet. Creep spread looking really good for Railgun. I know in one of my previous casts, somebody got on him for not doing creep spread at all, so I think maybe he took that to heart, and he is spreading creep like a madman. He has 3 creep queens, which is absolutely insane. The Marines are trying to deal with this, but nope, not with 3 queens here. Goodbye. I mean, yes, you have some upgrades, which is nice. +1/+1, stim, combat shield, but against 3 queens who have +1/+1 themselves, Not going to happen. Another drop sneaking down from the top side here. This is Marines. This is not Widow Mines. The Widow Mines are taken care of. Yes, they are. Indeed, they are. Getting an upgrade, actually. +1 flyer attack for his mutas. Does he have? Nope, Corruptors. It's for the Corruptors. I like it. I like what we're seeing here. So going to try to flank from an unexpected angle. Here we go. Oh, Roaches, Ravagers, Corruptors here to take down Medivacs. It looks like a complete crush here from all of these units here. 168 to 129 total supply. Railgun has this force in complete retreat. The tanks are gone, lifting up a supply depot a little bit belatedly there. Walking right on in here is Railgun, getting rid of the engineering base, stopping upgrades. Getting rid of both +2 and +2. Meanwhile, Marine drop back here, though, is doing a lot of damage. Not much here to contest it whatsoever. Coming right on in, taking care of units as they're being produced, sitting right here in the means of production, getting rid of all of the Medivacs here are the Corruptors. They don't care about getting hit from Marines from below. They want to get rid of all of those units, sneaking right up here into the main base too. The Marines, meanwhile, are getting taken down, not before taking out the third base, though. Nicely done indeed there by Raze. But man, this many Roaches, this many Ravagers sitting inside your main base. They all have +1/+1 add-ons are being taken down. Marines and tanks are trying to deal with this corrosive bile. No, dodged ably by that flying tank. Medivac trying to fly in and do some more damage. Not able to do it. Not able to do it here. Not looking good at all for our Terran player. What can he do to hold against this when there are this many units sitting right inside your production buildings? They can catch units immediately as they are produced, and they can't get up that big mass that Terran is such a huge fan of. Corrosive bile almost taking down that tank, but not quite able to do it. Is there enough to get rid of it? SCV's forced to clean it up, and they do. Whoa, they managed to clean it up. Railgun is in full retreat, actually. I love also that he has creep spread up here. Overlord's pooping creep, so he knows if there are any bases being taken that he should know about. He knows that Raze is stuck on these bases. So many dead SCVs. So many. 47 to 60 workers. Surprisingly high number for Raze, though, considering all that has happened here. Ooh, the Roaches tried to morph into Ravagers on the front door. They got chased away, though. Chased away. And once again, we've seen this before. We have seen this where Terran players should very well be dead, having lost so many workers, but then they managed to come back. Although, I don't know, this does not look good at all. Forced to pull more SCVs off the line to deal with it. They're not even really doing much damage whatsoever because +2/+2 is there, and that's it. A rage quit from Raze. Railgun is defeated. Or Railgun is victorious. Raze is defeated, and Raze has left the game. Wow, that was action-packed there very, very much, that TVZ. All right, so I don't know. I think maybe we can attribute that to the tech switch that Railgun pulled off. Again, I love going early muta, did some damage with it, forced a lot of Marines out of Raze, and then just went Roach Ravager. And at that point, with no Marauders especially, so hard to do this. A limited number of tanks that Raze was able to get out was not enough to handle this. And as you can see here, Ravagers are not armored, so they don't take that extra damage from tanks that Roaches do. So Ravagers do pretty darn well against most things that Terrans have these days, much to the chagrin of Terran players. But in the end, Railgun takes the win, Raze is defeated, and Roman D Gaming is victorious in this match. So that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching and being here, and you take care of yourself.